involved.
Yes.
I can't sit here any longer and just bitch and moan and complain and not find some answers and some solutions. Because like I said, I think we've wasted enough fucking time talking about stupid shit. It's time to bring strong, powerful, educated black women to the forefront. And
Gizling.
the only way we're going to do that is to get some strong, educated black women into offices of governors, mayors, school boards. And maybe that's what needs to be done is to get organized and pick areas one at a time and start tackling it because there's got to be a solution. And if we get together, I think we'll be. I know black women don't need white women. They don't need white people, period. I get it. You've survived enough and you're handling your business all on your own. But it'll be more effective if we're together.
Well, and I think that to be really real about that, if you really want to know what love is besides specific um, people in your life or whatever, if you want to know, if you want to understand true love and really what it means to uplift a community as a whole and really care. I want you guys to really look at what black women have done in this country,
Yeah.
whether we were enslaved, whether it was Jim Crow, whatever it
Yeah.
was. We have loved on white children.
Yes.
Have we have fed them from our own
Happy New
breast.
Year.
I'm
Hmm.
19 to today,
Yeah.
and
Oh Lord, let me take my
we
medicine.
we
Tis Saturday.
have been and put white children to sleep. I myself, as a
For God's
pediatric
sake, man.
nurse,
I
have
don't
saved
blame you
white
though.
children's
I don't.
life
Me too.
and
Let's
had
let's just
white
fucking take a nap.
their white parents say
You better find my control people
to
because I'm
to
telling you
me
it's
and other
here.
people, I don't fucking want that nigga bitch to touch my child. When I was the only one
Gary,
that
it's
was
got to be
educated
here
enough
somewhere.
and understood how to get the IV in a child that was literally
You
dying.
always say that, and then it's
I
up
just
your
kicked the parents
ass.
out and was like, okay, when I'm done saving your child's life, what I'm gonna do
Okay.
is I'm gonna meet your ass in the
See what I
parking lot.
mean?
Yeah.
This, you
You
know,
were
but
Yeah.
teasing
but
people.
just
It just makes me
because
mad that you
they
tease me like
were
that, and
dicks
then you sit here and go, "I
Yeah.
don't
didn't
have it." You know,
stop me
blah blah. You see me
from
looking
From
for
loving
saving
on
shit.
their
you.
child's life.
I need
And
it.
so the
I'm gonna
fact
buy a
that
third one.
we don't give a fuck
Oh, I bought
about
two
black
just
children,
for us.
that we
I'm gonna
don't
buy a
give
third
a fuck
one.
about how loving and compassionate and kind black women have been in the fucking workplace. We see Karen all day
Yes.
fucking
My
long
head
and
is sore.
Becky and her sister.
Hmm.
I am just over this shit. We have been so long suffering.
What?
And
Yeah.
so I
I'm not
agree.
making shit.
If
What do you mean?
you start to hold black
Hey
women
Gary, you
sacred,
better try to
not
make me some
not
food.
superior, sacred,
No,
we
don't you
will,
leave me
if
without no food.
under oppression, if under being treated like shit, if under being called out for CRT or what the fuck ever, or the whole destruction of the black community,
Yeah.
all that shit, we still love you. We still love white women. We still love white
Something
children. We
crazy.
still, uplift the
Well, I want some of this fucking love
Oh,
that these people have for white women. And
I,
I want some goddamn privilege too. I told my husband, I want
this
some of
thing you
this
haven't seen
white
it from the
women love because
beginning,
people treat me like shit
but some people
sometimes.
are really into it. I just can't. I
if
don't know.
if 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 we you're I agree with you though. If we
I don't
could
care. I
hold
don't care
black
if it's
women
like
sacred,
that,
imagine what they'll
Gary.
do
It's
if they're
just
uplifted for the
premise of the
community
show.
that they're already uplifted.
I,
Mm,
like I told
yeah,
you in our first call,
I don't get.
black
I
women
mean,
are
I
the
get it,
cure.
but I don't
I
get why
agree.
everybody's into
I
it.
love
They
it.
are the cure. My husband said it, and I'll say it again.
Now I got
They
the
are the cure and the answer to this fucking sickness that we have all been in.
I'm
And
here
I'm
for it.
telling you, this is a sickness.
I'm here.
And I'm if we And that's what I've learned
Yeah.
from all of this is black
Fuck.
women are the cure. They're the answer. If
Oh,
we can bring this to the
Um,
forefront
what are
and
you?
start
Did
asking
you take
black
something out?
women,
I mean,
what do we need to do?
yeah.
What needs to be done in these
oh, you do.
schools, in these
So you just got
communities, in
hamburgers
the
in there.
environment? What do you
Uh,
expect when an officer addresses your son on the street and you're not
I
there?
know. I do
What
too.
is it that you are looking for?
Yeah.
And a lot of black women don't know just yet.
What you having?
But we need to pull black women to the forefront so that they can decide.
I don't like that part, but yeah, go
Because
ahead.
you are birthing your
Well, the
people,
fact that I
you
get
are
cleaned out every
taking
other
care
day
of
with
your
that
people,
foreman.
nurturing your people, developing your people. It all starts and is fostered by black women. Period. So who do you go to? That's who we go
I
to.
don't know where you read just making
And it
shit up.
has to start in your
What
community.
fucking girl?
And
What did
instead
you
of
do?
fighting black men, fuck them. You
Yeah,
either are on board, and I've got some black men that comment
those
on
are
my
what?
videos. They watch because their wives are watch, and they have black wives. And I'm
Well,
not
you
talking to
better lower
them.
your tone.
When
Get
I'm
that
talking
big
to the
head you're talking
assholes who are
about.
mostly from Africa
Too many pillows
that
in
are
that
in here
bed.
fighting with me,
You
but
sleep too
it's like
hard.
I don't need to fuck with black men. I don't need to fight with black men. I don't need to debate with black men. No one needs to. And I'm not saying step aside, homie. I'm just saying we're bringing the black women forward and asking black women issues and what they
Let me go
need
see.
to solve these issues.
Because
Period. Because we're throwing billions and
yeah,
billions of dollars into programs
okay, that's
that
what
are
you were
not
doing.
helpful to black women, period. They're actually handcuffing black women, holding black
What
women back,
happened?
keeping black women in a situation where they will never be able to get out of them. And also enslaving them to the men in their lives as well, because they're stuck between a rock and a fucking hard place. And I've seen it because I've done low income housing, I've done all of this stuff. And I've seen the poorest of the fucking poor in a black neighborhood, Five Points, Colorado. So I'm telling you, our system is broken. Now, it may not be meant to be that way. It may be meant that way, but it is shackling black women in a way that they can never get out. And so we need to ask black women before we can even come up with a fucking plan, because some white people created this plan and it's not fucking working. So that's my thought on it. I hope that we can eventually get a group of women. We don't need to be many. We just need to be loud and strong and educated enough to come into the room and say, this isn't working and it's your job to fix it. And we're going to help you. And this is fucking why.
Because one thing I always say to black women is we always talk about for black women your resilience, your being strong. But what we don't talk about is your power. And that what has happened, it hasn't been taken from you. It hasn't been you haven't given it up. It's just it's been pushed down with
Pushing down.
pain, trauma and pain and trauma.
And
My
every time a black woman tries to speak her mind and show her power, she's dismissed with, oh, the angry black woman.
mhm.
And I see on the internet constantly black women who are trying to justify why they're not angry. This is not anger. This is me telling you this, and this. I'm not angry. I'm just trying to educate you. No, I'm fucking angry. And you're not gonna stop me. And I'm okay to be fucking angry. It doesn't dismiss the educated fucking words that are coming out of my mouth. Keep fucking with me and you're gonna get the full blown wrath of my fucking anger.
I'm down with Nicole Hannah Jones. I'm past anger long time ago. Great. Give a fuck what you think about how I say a thing or whatever. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah,
And that's what it is. I can be checked just like
yeah,
anybody. I
yeah,
I have to go. Like I said, knowledge is a comfort to me.
yeah.
Um, uh, it's funny, Jane, that I people are like, oh, she's so she. she breathes out such, she's so highly.
Yeah.
But I am, yeah, a scholar, but at the same time, I'm funny as fuck.
You are.
Oh,
My
thank you.
You
Thank
are.
you. Yes,
My
sir.
husband was nervous for me when he watched some of your videos, and I told him about you and all of that. He's like, "You better get prepared. You better start reading up on this. You better start watching some stuff." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because you're going up against somebody who knows their facts. She's well read. She's educated. Look at all those initials after her name. I don't know what that means, but you better get ready." And I told him, I said, "Oh no, I'm going to disarm her with my feels." And he goes, "You're what?" I go, "I got her. I'm going to get her with my feels." He goes, "Bitch, she's going to eat you alive." And it's just, like I said, we couldn't be two more opposite people, but we're connecting in a way that I think is very easy for people to do. Because if anybody was going to argue, it'd be people like you and I. It
Well,
really would be.
we should have these arguments, right?
Right?
To be able to stop and
What?
because I get a lot from you too. So I'm able to stop and I'm like, wait a minute. I that. Hold on a second. I gotta rethink that.
No, I
Because
didn't.
sometimes, girl, you gotta feel it.
What?
You gotta feel it.
Well, I'm just I just think that sometimes people are looking at um
I'll look.
my education or some other
You
shit
damn
like
sister.
that.
Do
You
something.
mean you don't people don't know me. You don't know I grew
Trying
up
to
with
get
a
left
mother,
there. You
yes,
have
who
to
was an
go do
RN,
this
but a
stuff. You
father
gotta do
who
this
was a
morning.
straight up pimp in Oakland
Yes, I do.
and taught me
You want to
pimping
eat,
from the
don't you?
pimp's point of view.
Right.
So so you
Keep your
don't know
sandwich over
me.
there,
You
buddy.
know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
but people in general, you don't know me. You don't
Right.
all of this came
I
together.
made
That
your
I could be on the
That's why I didn't
street
make it
and talk
this morning.
to my sisters on the street just as well as I can
Robin
talk to
roasted turkey
somebody in a
leg
boardroom.
Right.
It
with that
all
one
of it is the
conversation.
same to
Oh, like the
me,
breast?
you
Yeah,
know.
but you
Mm-hmm.
gotta split it
And
open. I mean,
I really got
No, I
into
don't.
that thin
pediatrics,
slices up you
when
like.
I became a nurse at
Oh.
20
Make you
because
turkey
and
sandwiches
neonatal
with.
ICU
Oh,
because
okay. I thought you meant an actual turkey
children
breast.
No, 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 no.
are not safe from adults who
I
will
here
hurt
ate
them,
all of
Right.
my damn
and
gift from
they
my
don't
son.
have the capacity to see.
You left me two
And
bites.
Well, I tell you
I
what, they clean
I
you out good though.
think that
Mother.
this
Why the
everything that I've
fuck? That's
learned
just
and
wrong.
grown from has led me to not pick my I always say my mother was a psychopath and
Try
my
them
my
almonds.
father was a sociopath. I was born a monster.
Oh, it's more than that. I left
So
the
I could
pistachios because I don't
choose
like
though.
them.
And that's what we're asking from those of you out there,
You ate them
Right.
that
pistachios.
you can take accountability for
I don't like
where
them.
you are and you can take responsibility for where you are because 90% of the time we're making choices, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
choices have
You
consequences.
did.
So
Oh, I ain't no cookie.
I'm just asking
I ain't
anyone
no
to be
pepperoni
accountable and responsible as a
cookies.
grown
Snickerdoodles.
ass adult.
That's what they
But
are.
just because I was raised, first I was raised by my grandparents till I
Yeah,
was 8,
coconut. I
which
don't
was a
even
whole
like
different
coconut.
life. They really
Huh?
instilled in me those values you were talking about. That
Yes.
I lead with my own. But on the
Fuck
other
you want there?
hand, I am savvy and OG streetwise,
Right.
So if you can take these things, because my parents were
Pilma
very
Jane
intelligent, they just chose to
keeps
use it
saying
in a
that she's
fucked
like,
up
well,
way.
I'm
Yep.
not.
So
She goes
so
about herself.
we
She
have
says, I'm
I had
not
a choice. I could
Yep.
have in a fucked up way, you know,
Yep.
highly
and it's
educated
not
or
that
whatever, but
I
da da
still
da.
can. It's not that
And she's
sometimes
kind
I
of like, well,
choose to go to fuck off,
because I'm bringing up
Yep.
books. I'm like, that is,
and I'm
okay,
also
this is
responsible and
CRT. This
accountable
is not.
for the
But the
that.
story, the
That's
truth
right.
about
And
people
that's
needs to
what
be
I'm
told, right?
asking from
Truth about what
anyone.
happened to actual
That's right.
people.
So I'm not trying
Um,
to blame somebody
and
because I
so
chose to have children.
at the
What I
hands
did
of white
was
people,
when I chose to have
okay?
children, I chose to take
And she agrees with
responsibility and
that and everything.
accountability for them,
And she's
the
like,
whole
well,
them.
the only way we're going to
Okay.
do is this and that. And I said, yeah.
I don't
And
give a
then if
fuck
someone doesn't
that
know
their
something,
father walked away or
you don't
whatever,
read about it.
created a
I
whole
mean,
nother family, whatever the fuck that
I ain't
is.
asking you to drink
I'm
poison or
I'm not
something.
trying to
But
take
she
up for
was
them
like,
or be responsible for
so
them or
I
whatever.
have to be
But for
educated
my part,
to,
as a grown ass woman
in
who put
order to
Mhm.
get rid of
in
ignorance.
me,
Yes, you can be
I need
trained
to
in
be
anything,
responsible and
but you
accountable
can't.
for the human
You're
beings
saying you
I am
want this
raising.
certain thing to happen
Yep.
in
And
schools,
no
but
matter
you
what
don't
you do,
even
whether you
know if
have
you
children,
as
whether
a
you
parent
don't,
or
whether
grandparent are
you're
trying to
just,
say,
you know,
I don't
you're
want
a
this in
citizen
the
of this
school,
country,
I
whether
don't
you're
want
not,
that
whether you're
book,
wanting to
that's
be,
fucked up.
whatever it is,
You
I just
haven't
need us to
even
be
looked at one of
accountable
them.
and fucking responsible for the choices that we are
How do
making.
you make that
Yep.
And
decision
know something? Go
for
look
the
it
good
up.
of
Go
your
fucking
kids
find
if it's
out.
just your
Go
kids?
have conversations in which you're not trying to be right,
You
but you're
ain't
trying to
reading
do the right
butter, do you?
Right. Right. So I think to start, I think we're all over the place, but I think we definitely need to do a live and get some people
With
on
me
here
and my
and
sister.
see what this looks like to them
thing.
and what some
There's no
answers
more room for
are.
anybody else.
And
Yeah.
I think we need to get some loud voices to combat the whole white narrative
There's
of
plenty.
CRT doesn't need to be in school. We need to focus on history and what's being taught in
What's the name?
schools
Pronounced
and
Spencer
get this
There's
turned
Gary.
no more
around.
room in
That
the
needs to
in.
be
Gary.
our
What's Gary's
focus
answer? You can
collectively
say Harry
is
Potter.
what our kids are being fed history wise. Because like I said, I asked my daughter if what
So
her experience
dumb.
was,
Why you?
and hers was worse than
That's
mine as
not
far as
cool.
history goes.
That's not
And it's just
cool.
like, oh my God. Like, how
It's
did
just
we
not.
go from the 80s
Tell
to
what troop is a
now
Harry
and
Potter
not
day?
evolve history? It just blows my fucking mind.
Because
And the fact that children are not learning. And then I did some looking up of people's budgets in the school districts in Colorado where they're low income. Some of those schools are the highest funded, and those children are being left behind. And it is sad. So it's not a matter of money. It's the fact that our money's not being used on our children. And so that's a whole issue. Because we need to start with our babies, and then we need to also open it up and look at what a forum would be like for us to get strong black women of all walks of life and start tackling black women issues. And where do we go? Where
and
do we go? Do we go to? I
because
mean,
we do, we are going to
No.
if black women are willing to love on people who hurt them,
Would a meatloaf
who
be too
oppress
much?
them, who fuck with their money, who fuck
mhm,
with children, who don't even, who are trying to say what our children should have in school, and,
right.
equal.
The only way to stop this is to fuck with those people. And
But
here's the thing, I think a lot of black women don't understand how to use the laws and their environment to
because
their benefit in the workplace.
the laws are not set up for us.
Well, look at it this way. We were talking about, and I don't want to get on another tangent. We can save this for another one. But we were talking about how white women make more in the office, right?